Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. And it is a gorgeous Thursday afternoon. Summer has finally arrived. The howling gale has stopped. The sun has come out. Fluffy is under a chair, collapsed under a chair near me as I'm doing this reading. It's far too hot for Fluffy, so she's snoring quite loudly. I hope you can't hear her. Anyway, I have the Tarot Nova on the tarot table, the mystery Tarot Nova, the tarot without a name on the tarot deck, but you can get them from the Running Press if you're interested. It's my children tarot deck. Hasn't been out on the tarot table with me for a while because I became enchanted with the cute ghost tarot for those ghostly children. But we're going to look at the children today from a slightly different perspective, inspired by a question someone asked Lady C recently. Someone asked Lady C to comment on the fact that for somebody who claims to be so happy as a mother, her most important role in the world, that's Meghan's claim, of course, it's rather strange that she's never home. She and Harry are never home. They've been gallivanting all over the world. They have been in Europe, they've been in the Caribbean, they've been in New York, they've been at many pop concerts, and now they're attending all these military events. They're popping up all over the place. We'll look at that next. But Lady C's comment was an interesting one. She said, for herself, as someone who was the daughter of Narcissus, as her book said, someone raised by a narcissist, this is Lady C commenting, she said, it was her saving grace, her and her siblings' saving grace, that they were raised by servants and that their parents didn't pay them much attention at all. That was how they learnt the things that they needed to learn to get on in life. And she says the same could possibly apply to Archie and Lilibet. So that's what we're going to look at today with the Tarot Nova. We assume that there is a nanny, because we have seen Doria out and about more or less at the same time as the Parkles have been out and about, and Doria can't be the one single-handedly holding the fort while they're gallivanting all over the place. It isn't plausible, it isn't possible. Harry, of course, was raised by nannies, so it's quite normal for him. Meghan had the mysteriously absent mother for 10 years. She was raised by her very busy father. Her half-sister Samantha, court case ongoing about that. Samantha said, I taught her to walk. She and Thomas Jr. taught Meghan to walk. Interesting. But Meghan also seemed to spend quite a lot of time with parents' families, which is really quite sad. Going home after school to hang around with her friends' families until someone could fetch her and take her home. So maybe it's quite normal for her as well not to have parents around all the time, not to spend much time with children. Maybe it's just normal for the Particles. Who am I to criticize them? Of course, we're just doing tarot here for fun and entertainment. I'm trying to do this from a slightly different angle, so I might knock things. But anyway, if I do, apologies if you get seasick. But we're going to have a look at this today. We're going to look at it from the nanny's perspective, assuming, as I say, that there is a nanny. Who is she? How long has she been there? She might be a manny. We might find that out today. What's it like working for the Parkles? Is she happy in her employment? Relationship with Harry, relationship with Meghan, relationship with Archie and with Lilibet. And then outcome for this little reading. Are we ever going to hear any gossip from any of these nannies? I'm sure they have signed watertight NDAs, but will we ever hear anything? And really, are the nannies the saving grace of Archie and Lilibet? Because that is what Lady C said about her situation, that really being raised by, as she calls it, servants was her saving grace. So that's what we're looking at. We have to remind you, it's tarot for fun and entertainment. It's all speculation. It's all my opinion. And I just read energy here, of course, archetypal energy, because we're dealing with an archetypal family, the British royal family, which, of course, very comfortable with the notion of nannies raising their children. Well, not William and Catherine, not them. But this is the reading. And let's see where it takes us. There is, of course, a disclaimer in the box below. I have an underlying energy. Oh, my word. It's the Tower. the Tower has come out to haunt us. Take the cards away. And the Tower is something, get them right out the way. The Tower is a situation that is calamitous and shocking. It's a divorce card. It's always, when I tackle these readings now, I get the same strange energy. I get the weirdness going on around these children, and that's why I'm doing this reading. I'm doing it to come at it from another angle and see what I get. I get the Tower. I don't like it at all. The Tower is something shocking has happened, something very surprising, something outrageous. It can be a separation, it can be a divorce, it can be an accident, it can be any of those things with the Tower. Whatever we find, we have the Tower sitting underneath it. So we need to remember that all is not as it seems. So let us see the actual situation that we are dealing with here. We're dealing with the High Priestess in reverse. Ooh, this is someone who knows things. The Nanny knows stuff, and the Nanny knows stuff about all kinds of things, because the High Priestess is women's issues, pregnancy, hormones, things like that. So the Nanny might be privy to strangeness around that, around pregnancies, miscarriages, all of those things. But the Nanny knows secrets. Nanny knows things. Very interesting and possibly disturbing things. So let's have a look now and see an identifier for the Nanny. What can you tell us about the Nanny? Sorry, Strength card. She's tough. She's very tough. She's very courageous. She's formidable. Whoever she is, she could be a woman of color. I'm getting woman, obviously. Hoping that the Google doesn't get agitated. The YouTube censor doesn't get agitated by how female she is, get me into big trouble. But I'm saying she could be a person of color because there's the lion. She could have some African origins. Maybe she's 43% Nigerian, the Nanny. But she's powerful. She's very strong, formidable, as I say, a very strong character. I'm not taking it literally that she's a Leo, but I think she's somebody who can stand up for herself. I'm very happy to see that card, I have to say. Very happy. How long has she worked for the Parkles? 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands. I'm hoping it's not... Wands are very short in duration, traditionally in tarot. I'm hoping it's not literally, four kind of days or weeks or whatever, longer than that. It could be 4 years, although that's not traditionally how you would read that card. But 4, we've got a 4, and it's the 4 of Wands is about celebration. I'm not getting since wedding. I'm getting since... possibly since they found their freedom. There was a Nanny, of course, and then the Nanny was very upset. She got stuck in Canada. I think she was from Zimbabwe. I'm not sure what happened to that Nanny, but I do think she left. So I think this Nanny has been on board since they found their freedom, possibly since they landed in Canada, in California, sorry. Slightly different perspective is a bit disorientating for me. But the 4 of Wands, I'm getting a sense of longevity there. I'm not getting literally an in and out kind of an energy that, oh well, there's been huge turnover of nannies. There's speculation that there has been huge turnover of nannies. People say that, and that they've had difficulty hiring as well. Fluffy's now emerged from under the chair. But I'm getting more of a sense of stability there with that card, the 4 of Wands. Again, happy about that. So let's see what it's like working for Harry and Meghan. The 6 of Swords in reverse. She feels like she's stuck in a very difficult situation. She would like to leave. 6 of Swords would be leaving. Upright, she would be flying away. as perhaps that other nanny did, the Canadian, the one stuck in Canada during their first attempt at freedom when the lockdown was coming, and it all got pretty scary. And she was stuck there for quite a few months, as far as I can recall, just without even realizing. I might be making this up, and if I am, apologies to all concerned. But as far as I can recall, she didn't realize she was going to be there for so long. But this nanny, Six of Swords in reverse, this nanny would like out, but doesn't feel she can go. There might be reasons why she can't go, to do with passports, nationality, immigration. Just saying, I'm speculating, because it is the overseas card, the international travel card. She might literally be stuck for some reason to do with that. But she would like to leave. Is she happy? How happy is she in her employment? I've got the King of Swords. That's not a happy card. It's not a sad card. It's more to do with legal matters, the King of Swords. I'm saying that was just what came to me. As I say, I go with the flow here in these readings. Whatever energy comes, I try and articulate, unless I have to censor myself for some reason. But the King of Swords is somebody who's very clear-headed about some things, who's very... She might have a contract. She might have a contract that she can't weasel her way out of, because the King of Swords is about binding agreements, justice, things that you've got to be very clear about, shrewd about, strategic about. So I think she's in it for some reason that she's decided she's just going to grit her teeth and stay with it. She's not going to go all flaky and flee. But this is not somebody who's happy, who's waking up every morning with a song on her lips. Not at all. She's feeling like she's got to do it. There might even be some strange element of supervision, that she's there for some reason that's to do with some external supervision or monitoring. I'm just going to say that with that King of Swords. That card makes me think that there might be some sort of external agency involved in this. Whether it's some agreement with the royal family, or agencies in the US, or something like that. There is something... The King of Swords isn't necessarily her energy. It's more that she's there for some reason that she can't leave. It's repeating that you can't leave, whether it's because there's a contract, or because she's in that situation because of certain agreements, monitoring, that kind of thing. I'm trying to pick my words very carefully, as you can no doubt tell. What's her relationship like with the Parkles? Harry first, her relationship with Harry. Her relationship with Harry, there he is, the Hermit, and the Hermit is in reverse. She's not seeing the best side of Harry. She might actually hardly ever see Harry. Major Arcana for Virgo, that's Harry. Hermit in reverse is someone who could be extremely lonely, extremely isolated, misguided, deluded. But I'm just getting the sense that either he's very isolated when he's at home, extremely isolated, maybe living in a different wing of the residence, or he's not in situ at all. He's out and he's away, far away. The sense that I have with him is that she really barely knows him, barely sees him, barely has anything to do with him. Even though Hermit in the reverse, you could traditionally say, was somebody who's coming in from the cold with bearing light and insight and all that stuff. Not the way I'm feeling that card. Reading energy here, my opinion, she hardly sees the guy. How about Megan? And we see that from the way he's all over the place. He even went to the F1, the Grand Prix, the Formula 1. How about Megan's star in reverse? Star in reverse. She might see Megan in quite a depressed state. First thing that's come to mind with the star in reverse. See her as being quite attention-seeking, quite desperate for celebrity. And again, I don't get any close connection with her. I've got Major Arcana here, but they're both in reverse. Hermit in reverse, Star in reverse. Very interesting cards for both of them. I think very appropriate cards for both of them, given what we know about them and the way they live their lives. So Harry away for long periods, in my opinion, and Meghan Markle either depressed or very focused on her fading celebrity, her trying to turn it around, trying to resurrect her career as an influencer or whatever she's trying to do. At the moment, she seems to be trying to become a military, I was going to say attaché, not quite, you know what I mean though. But again, it's not hostile. There's no hostility in either of these cards. It's not fighting. There's not shouting matches. I'm not getting bad behavior in the sense of, substances and things like that. I'm not getting that kind of behavior. I'm getting absence, indifference. I'm getting depression with Meghan, Harry absent, misguided, deluded, Meghan depressed, Meghan trying very hard to be famous again. She is famous, but trying to be famous for the right reasons rather than the wrong reasons. And Nanny holding the fort, strength card. Very important card, that. So let's have a look and see about her relationship with Archie a little bit. Nervous, nerve-wracking. Archie. We got the Magician in reverse. Magician in reverse. Ooh. Trickery. Trickster card. Trickster card. What you see isn't what's going on with that. We have got the High Priestess over there as our situation card. What we're dealing with. Nanny knows stuff. What does Nanny know about Archie? There's a lot of smoke and mirrors around Archie, Magician in reverse. And I have to say that. Magicians pull rabbits out of hats, and that's why we have the rabbit in that card. The Magician card, it is in reverse. It means trickster energy. It means that there is some sort of game going on with Archie that we are not privy to. I said the Tower is sitting underneath all of these cards, and there is something going on here. We don't know what it is. And I truly, when I look at that Magician in reverse, all I can tell you is that there is some masquerade going on. People speculate about Archie. They speculate about other people's children who look quite similar. They speculate about the actors' strike, which has today been resolved finally. They speculate about all kinds of weird and wonderful things because we hardly ever see him and we just don't know anything about the child. And that card doesn't give us any clarity. It makes the situation murkier for me as a tarot reader. How about Lilibet? What's her relationship like with Lilibet? We have a Page of Cups. That's very affectionate. And that's reassuring. Page of Cups. Very, very affectionate. They have a good relationship. They have a very good connection. Emotional connection. They're bonded somehow. So that's fine. That's good. That's the kind of card you want to see. You don't want to see the Magician in reverse. You don't want to see that. Something around that. We might clarify it. Outcome. Are we going to ever hear anything from any of these nannies? Whether current or previous or whatever. I have the Eight of Wands in reverse. Absolutely not. These NDAs are watertight. They will bind these women to their graves. Silenced. They have been silent. Were you silent or were you silenced? These women have been silenced. The Eight of Wands is literally a communication card. And when the card is in the reverse, it's blocked communication. They will never speak. Never, ever, ever, ever. I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised about that card. Is very clear. It's absolutely emphatic that we will not ever find out from any of them what it was like to work for them. And really, if you watch that Popcorned Planet video, I watched some of it, quite interesting. They went around, spoke to people in Montecito, and people in Montecito claim that they've been forced to sign NDAs by Harry and Meghan. Not people who worked for them, not anything like that. People who kind of stood near them in the road. I'm exaggerating slightly. But it was pretty strange. So I'm not surprised that these women won't ever speak. How about saving grace? Are these women, these children's saving grace? Absolutely. Justice. They bring balance into their lives. They bring peace into their lives. It's giving me a feeling almost of the Temperance card. And when I was thinking about this reading, and I do think about these readings a lot, I research, I ponder, I write down questions, have a little chat with the universe. You could call it meditating. I don't want to call it such a fancy thing. But when I was doing this, I had the Temperance card in my mind. That's the card that I was expecting / hoping would show up in that position. Justice card is good enough. Again, I just have to say it brings energy of legal proceedings with it, of course. Court involvement, outside agencies involved, royal family possibly involved with that Justice card. So that's a constant theme in these readings that I'm doing on the children at the moment. Just saying, that's my interpretation of the cards, my speculation, disclaimer in the box below. But the Justice card also just means that they get equal attention. There's two children, the scales of justice, they get equal attention, whatever's going on with Archie. We're going to clarify that now. But it's not that there's one that's a favorite and one that's ignored, which can sometimes happen if you've got somebody with some degree of narcissism involved in their care. You get the golden child and you get the child that's the sacrificial lamb. This isn't that. It's even. We've got the Strength card and we've got the Justice card that's coming through for this nanny who seems to have been around for a while, who knows all kinds of secrets she's going to take to her grave, and she doesn't want to be there, but she's staying for some reason. And really quite strange energy. Let's just have a look at Archie the Magician. What do you want to tell us, if anything, about no, you can't come out straight away, about the Magician card, her relationship with Archie the Magician in reverse? Might be developmental type of stuff with the Magician in the reverse, that it's just not happening with him. Whatever should be happening isn't happening. He's not responding in the way he should be responding to her interaction with him. I'm getting that quite strongly as I'm speaking, as I'm shuffling, that it might just be as simple as that. It's not as simple as that. It's awful if that's the case. Now, I can't have, we have got the devil that popped up there, but we're going back in. Anything, maybe it's that he's just not, he doesn't respond. He doesn't respond the way he should. We have a card. We have two. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse, and we have the Chariot in reverse. That's very clear. Thank you, universe, for that clarification. Ace of Cups in reverse, emotional problems, not developing emotionally, not expressing emotions, not forming connections with people. Could be spectrum related. Hate saying that. It's making me very unhappy, almost tearful as I say that, but that card is symbolic of that kind of condition. And the Chariot in reverse as well. I constantly get this with Archie. I don't like to say this. Again, this is purely speculation, but Chariot is about progress. It's about forward motion. Riding a bicycle would be something, a little marker of abilities and achievements and goals and developmental progress and stuff like that. It's in reverse. So something's going on there, and I think the Magician in reverse, I don't think it's trickery, I don't think it's concealing stuff, but stuff that's being concealed might be to do with these issues, that he's not responding to the level of stimulation, entertainment, engagement, interaction that he should be. and that is the sadness of that particular condition, that however hard you work at trying to engage, it's very, very difficult. It's very it's heartbreaking, it's devastating, and it could be why there is a separation from the parents of just can't do it, can't handle it, out I go, away I go. And if that is the case, then they're going through something incredibly difficult, and they do have my sympathy. I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but that's what's coming through. So that's what I'm seeing. Wishing everyone in this situation well, if this is in fact the situation. And again, I have to say, because children are involved, this is tarot just for speculation purposes, just checking energy around the situation. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.